All right, here we go. Once again, I finished going live, but that video was no bueno. So we're gonna start all over. So when you're shifting a 10-speed truck, which is your run-of-the-mill, basically all trucks are 10 speed for your standard freight operations or transportation operations. I'm looking at my RPMs is my gear, right? If my RPMs, I'm going between the RPMs, I'm listening to what the engine's telling me. As I'm shifting, ideally I want to do between 1,000 and 1,500, right? You would bring the truck up to speed, clutch neutral, clutch gear. Just as fast as that. It has to be fast. Now, that's not going to happen when you first start learning how to drive stick, which is perfectly fine. But for the beginners, you can like what I do with my students, I let them let the truck go beyond 1,500 RPMs, 16, 17, 18. And then it makes it a little bit easier for their hands, their left foot and their right hand to start talking. If you never drove a stick shift car, even better. You'll learn even faster. Because with the truck, you don't have to shift. You don't have to push the clutch all the way down, just for first, or when you're going to initially take off. You don't have to take off in first gear unless you have a really heavy load. I do like a double clutching exercise. I show the guys and gals, but I usually do that. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, because I can double clutch and keep the truck from stalling, or it's not going to bounce. It's not going to shudder as much. Once I go 4 and 5 gear, it's going to start bouncing a lot. I can do that without using no throttle, just in idle. So, that being said, when you're shifting, your RPMs, as you're shifting, let me show you here. The RPMs are going to come up. When I do clutch neutral, I take my foot off the throttle. Clutch gear, and I feather the throttle again. All right, I'm driving, bring the truck up to like 1,500. I'm gonna do clutch neutral, clutch gear, then feather the throttle. I'm always gonna keep between 1,000 and 1,500 RPMs. All right, and when I'm looking at my mile per hour, the mile per hour is 15 miles per hour is 1 plus 5 is my 6th gear, 2 plus 5 is 7th gear, 3 plus 5 is 8, 4 plus 5 is 9, 5 plus 5 is 10. This truck here, my little Freightliner, this truck loves to lug. So I can actually shift, I can do 15 in 7th, but I'll do 15 miles per hour, 6, 20, 7, 25, 8, and 30 to 35, I can do 9. Then I can punch it, take the truck all the way up to 6 to 50, hit 10, and then take it up to, I think this truck runs 72 miles an hour. But I'm not gonna, if I'm testing, I'm just gonna stay 4, 5, 6, and 7, because when I'm driving around in the city, I don't want to go past the gear, because if I stay in 6th or 7th, the truck's engine's going to be screaming if I'm going like 35. So it'll give me I could be listening to the truck as I'm driving without having to look down. I don't want to be looking down on the dash. I want to be looking forward, because I got to be scanning my mirrors. I got to be looking forward when I'm doing my road test. And when I'm working normally, I want to be, I'm not going to be looking down at where I'm shifting, but I'm listening to the engine to know when to shift. So when I'm driving, I'm looking at my tachometer, and then I'm listening to the engine as I'm driving. Right, RPMs come up. Clutch neutral, clutch gear. You gotta take your foot off the throttle. Clutch neutral, clutch gear. Then feather the throttle again. Alright? Clutch neutral, clutch gear. Feather the throttle. Clutch neutral, clutch gear. Now when we're downshifting, I'll show you downshifting. I'm gonna take off in just a second. When we're downshifting, it's the opposite. Now I'm looking at my mile per hour. That's where, like, if I wanted to slow down from 55, I could go, 10 to 9, 9 to 8, 8 to 7, 7 to 6. But I could skip shift because sometimes I have to stop abruptly. And, I'm not going to throw it in 9th gear. If I'm in 10th, I'm not going to throw it to 9th if I'm going 25 miles an hour. It'll go into 7th because it's much easier to go into 7th gear because I got that cushion, that 10 mile per hour cushion between 25 and 35. It's going to be 7 on the low side and 8 on the high side. Let me show you. And then when I'm double clutching, this is a clutch. This is all I'm doing. Clutch all the way down to start. And as I'm double clutching, when you get in a stick shift truck, let me put it in gear. When I lift up, the clutch grabs, that's how far I push down when I'm double clutching. Alright? Let's look at the tachometer. I'm going to start in second. Make sure I'm clear to go. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 2 to 3, right? Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 3 to 4. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 4 to 5. Look at my mile per hour. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 5 to 6. Alright? Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 6 to 7. 25, this truck loves to look. My RPMs, clutch neutral, clutch gear, 7 to 8. I can bring the truck up a little bit. Looking at my RPMs, looking at my road speed. I'm gonna do clutch neutral, clutch 9. Right? Then from here, I can go, speed up, go to 10, or what have you. Now, notice what's ahead of me. There's a light. I love playing lights. Why am I going to speed up to get caught at a light? Let me change lanes. I'm in 9th gear, and look at my mile per hour. Now I can go 9 to 8, but I'm going too slow for 8. So I'm going to skip shift. I'm going to go 9 to 7 at 25 miles an hour. Look at my RPMs. I'm going to do clutch neutral, clutch gear. It's a little bit shade, a little bit. I'm trying to do two things at one time. Clutch neutral, clutch gear. Truck comes up, I'm slowing down. Truck starts to shudder a little bit. I'm going to push in the clutch a little bit. I'm going to keep the truck in gear, right? I'm in 7th. Splitter down. I heard the gear go down, and then I can go, since I already have the clutch pushed in a little bit, I go right into 4th. So I'm going to take off. I'm going to do 4 to 5. I can't be, they don't want us to do any turns while no shifting while we're turning, but I can shift right now. I can do 4 to 5. Bring up my RPMs. Alright, 1500, clutch neutral, clutch gear. Take the turn. I'm not gonna shift. Truck's screaming, hey, shift me. So I'm gonna go, right? 5 to 6. RPMs, 6 to 7. RPMs are right there. My road speed, right? Clutch neutral, clutch gear. See, I came out at 15, it went in about 1200. Let's keep going. I'm in 8. I'm gonna go 8 to 9. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 9. And here I can floor it. Then I can do 9 to 10. I'm in 10th gear. I got this little bit of an incline. Truck's immediately gonna slow down on me. Look at my tachometer. I can go 10 to 8 when I hit 35. Watch my RPMs, they're gonna dump. Clutch neutral, pump the throttle. Clutch 8. Come down some more. Look at the RPMs and look at my road speed. I still got a little bit of that forward moving momentum. Just gonna slow down some more. I'm in 8. I could go to 7 right now. There's a red light up ahead. I'm just gonna go 8 to 6. Clutch neutral, clutch 6, right? So the RPMs, it went in. Usually it's gonna go in around 1,000 RPMs when you're downshifting. So all you gotta do is just bump the throttle. You know, clutch neutral, RPMs are gonna tank. You bump the throttle to bring the RPMs back up. And it should fall right into the, it should literally pull it right out of your hands. You know, because that's how the transmissions work. I'm coming up to a light, right? Coming up to a light. Truck starts to shudder. I push in the clutch a little bit. I'm stopping with my foot brake, see? Stopping with the foot brake. The clutch, it's not pushed all the way down. I'll just push it in enough to disengage the transmission, but to still keep the truck in gear. Now, split her down. Then I can go 4, or I can start, 2, 3. Let me do 2. I can take off in 2. No. Remember, on the upshift, between 1,000 to 1,500 RPMs. When you're downshifting, you know, you can skip shift going down. I do that all the time. And I do 10 to 8, 8 to 6, because if I'm coming down on the highway and I come up to a ramp and the speed limit drops really, really fast, I have to be able to control the truck and lower my speed, or I'm going to be, you know, I could be in a lot of trouble. I can be in a lot of trouble. And then when you're driving on the mountains, you don't want to be stomping on your foot brake. You know, you don't want to be using your brake pedals, because you're going to heat up your brakes and then you're going to run out of brakes. So I use the engine to help me stop all the time. Let me take this light. Light turned green. I'm in 2nd. Right, look at my RPMs. 2 to 3. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 3 to 4. Clutch neutral, clutch gear, 4 to 5. Sorry about that, steering wheel's in the way. Look at my road speed, 15 miles an hour, that's going to be 6. Look at my RPMs. Clutch neutral, clutch gear. Truck grabbed at 15. Now I take RPMs back up. 20 miles an hour. 20, 25. I'm going to do clutch neutral, clutch 7. 25, 30. Clutch neutral, clutch 8. This truck likes to lug. 35. I'm looking at my RPMs. My RPMs are already telling me, hey, change, because the truck's screaming at me. Clutch neutral, clutch 9. So now as I'm coming up the road, now I'm in 9th gear. Take my foot off the throttle. Truck immediately starts to slow down. I got 35, right? I can do clutch neutral. Clutch gear is 8. Right? Bring it down to 25. I'm going to do clutch neutral. Clutch gear. I'm going to bump the throttle to bring the RPMs up, and I'm going to go 7. Clutch neutral. Clutch 7. Alright? Let the RPMs, let the road speed come down. And I'm going to do 7 to 6 when I hit 15. Alright? Clutch neutral. Clutch 6. Alright, so then let's go back up. 6 to 7. Clutch neutral, clutch 7. Watch the RPMs. Clutch neutral, clutch 8. Bring the RPMs up. My RPMs is that's the key. The RPMs are there, it's gonna shift. And I gotta shift fast. I can't be keeping my foot on the clutch. Clutch neutral, clutch 9. Alright? I can speed up. I do clutch neutral, clutch 10. Look at my RPMs. Look at my road speed. I'm gonna slow down. This is for Mark Proctor. It's one of my students, man. He learned really fast. The guy was good. I'm gonna slow down. 35 miles an hour. I can do 10 to 8. Clutch neutral. Bump the throttle. 8. Coming up to a light anyways. Well, I mean, I'm not in no hurry to get to no light. Come up to 25, right? I can do clutch neutral, clutch 7, right? Truck slowing down. Light's right there. Okay, the light turned green. Now I can go ahead and punch it. Alright. Bring the RPMs up. Clutch neutral, clutch 8. Bring my RPMs up, my road speed, clutch neutral, clutch 9. There's a little bit of a hill. My guys back at the college, come up to the hill. Look at my RPMs. Just the weight of the truck. Me taking my foot off the throttle, the truck's immediately gonna squat on me, like I said. So I'm in 9. I can do clutch neutral, clutch gear, 7. Clutch 7, because look at my road speed. My road speed is about 25 miles an hour. It'll take it. It'll take it each and every time. This video is getting a little bit long. I can get some feedback from you guys and let me know. I just wanted to do a little bit of cycling between the gears. It's just your RPMs and your road speed. Your speed equals your gear. Right? Look right here. This is your shift pattern. 6 is 15. 7th is about 25 miles an hour. 35 is 8. 45 is 9. And 55 is 10. Remember, you got that 10 mile per hour buffer. So when you're doing your downshifting, come on, baby. That old saying goes, you can't find them, grind them. Now here I come up to the light. I pushed in, kind of got a little bit away from me. I had to throw it in 4th. That's another thing, my default. My default on the low side is usually 4th gear, and on the high side is 6. Just because something might happen, the car pulls out in front of you or whatnot. You might have to jump on brakes real quick. You know, the truck decelerates, it starts to hooting and hollering like it's going to shut off on you because you're too high of a gear. Clutch neutral, bump the throttle, bring it up to about 1,000 RPMs, and I would try 6. If it doesn't take 6 and it grinds, I'm going to look down at my tachometer and be like, oh man, I'm going 10 miles an hour. So I'll hit the splitter down, bump the throttle again, and try for 4th. It probably will take 4th. These trucks love taking 4th. They don't like taking 5 so much, but in 4th gear, yep, that'll work. All right, everybody. I hope you liked the video, and then I'm going to see if I can do some other videos this next week. All right. Thank you, and have a Merry Christmas.